Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt, and you're watching Occidental Nomad. Today, we get to start on the roof. Not the roof sheeting just yet. I got to get these cross members up there. So, I'll admit, this is, I saved this for last, and I've been putting it off because I'm a little scared, I guess. I'm not afraid of heights necessarily, but I'm a big guy and I'm out here all alone. So it's going to be interesting getting all this stuff up there and screwed down. So let me show you, climb this ladder real quick to show you what I got going for the cross members. So typically, I've seen people use 1x4s for these. These are 1x3s. It was just what I could get for a reasonable price. I think they'll work. So basically, they go perpendicular to the ceiling rafters, and they're not so much for support from what I understand, but as an extra place to screw down the roofing. They do give you a little additional support between, but it's more of a screw down thing. So what I'm doing right now is I got these strips up here. I'm only screwing down the very one on the end, the edge of the roof here. And then what I did, I want these 12 inches apart, and I'm doing 2.5 inches of overhang. I've seen 2, seen 3, just eyeballed at 2.5, look good. The boards are 2.5 wide anyway. And then rather than having to measure each one with a measuring tape, I just cut a chunk of the board at 1 foot long and set it up in here, drop it in there, and that gives you your 12-inch spacing between. And then the other thing I did was I marked, put a pencil mark 2.5 inches on there, so hopefully you can maybe see that. So you do that, and that shows you your 2.5. That way you don't have to use a measuring tape every single time. So I'm gonna get all of these screwed down from this end, and then I'll probably do the same thing from the far end. And then there's going to be a run in the middle. So they'll be screwed down at the edges. Oh, and the other thing I have to do is once these are on, I have to cut a bunch more of these 12 inchers and use them here as spacing or bug blocks, whatever you want to call them. So be a lot of 1x's cut, at least for the outer edges. It doesn't matter in the middle. So I'm going to try and get all these up, and once they're up there, then we can start putting up the roof sheeting. The very first sheet of roof sheeting will go right here, and that'll be the one to really worry about and make sure it's perfectly square. So we'll get this done. Hopefully I can get it done today, at least these cross members, and then maybe tomorrow start working on roof sheeting. So, all right, see you on the next clip. Good afternoon, everybody. It's about 12:15. Already been doing a little bit of work this morning, and that work was to prep myself because today is roof day. So let me show you what we got going. All right, so what I've been doing this morning is getting those blocks in between the cross members. So we got bird blocks on this end and the far end, and the cross members and everything are all done. So I've got all those in, which means I can now get to roofing. So on this lower end, I'm going to have some drip edge here. And then I've already got one sheet thrown up there. I got my second sheet prepped here, so let's throw that up real quick. If I can get this where I want it. There we go. All right. Those really aren't too hard to throw up there. They're 12-foot sections. So you just kind of walk it up the ladder and it's not too bad. Once it reaches the tipping point, it just falls flat. The biggest problem is days with wind. Luckily, I've only got like a mile-an-hour wind going on right now, so it's no problem. So what I got to do here, I can't see anything because of the sun. All right, so this is going to be my first sheet on this back end. And the way this sheeting works, you'll see the this edge, you got, you know, the loop. But on this edge, after the loop, there's a small flat spot. So this edge here is the lower edge, and then this lip goes over the top of that lip. And that's how it secures down. So I want the lip facing that direction, because most of my wind comes from here and blows this way. So I don't want the wind blowing underneath the seams. So what I got to do is I got to get that first sheet over here to the edge, get it. They're exactly 12 feet. These rafters are 12 feet, so they're going to be flush on each end. And then I got to get my overhang. I think I'm going to have these stick out 2.5 inches. And I think I'm going to have, I think the edge of these will be right where the flat starts there. I think that first channel on this end will just hang over. So there's going to be about 1 inch of overhang beyond the wood, which will be good because that will prevent those ends from rotting and getting wet. But I got to get it up there and then get it nice and square on here. And then this is the low end of the roof, so I'm going to get up here on the ladder. I'm going to sink 3 or 4 screws into it to make sure it's positioned correctly and it can't shift on me. And then once that first sheet is up there, this should be easy peasy, because then you just bring the next sheet over and it just lays on top and drops on top of that channel, and it kind of self-positions everyone after the first. So, all right, we're going to get that done and see how much of this roofing I can get up today. See you on the next clip. Well, what do you know? Does that look like a roof? I don't know, it's a little blurry. Does it look like a roof? Looks like a roof to me. Ignore that crooked part. That's not there. And ta-da! It's a roof. All right. Now I won't get rained on. I am not done, but all the sheets are up there and they're all screwed down at the edges for the most part, at least enough to make it stable. So it's pretty much weathered in, short of a crazy windstorm. I got to sink a few more along that upper edge there, just so the wind can't get under it, try and throw it. It's all screwed down on that end. So, all right, man, that is such a relief. Cabin is like 90% done now. So I can start breaking down my temporary camp, take down my canopy and the tarps that keep blowing in the wind. It's been nice and calm yesterday and today. I don't see any strong wind in the forecast, but I'm going to break all that stuff down here and bring it into the cabin. I'll be out of the wind and any potential rain, and I can get all my stuff staged in here that's going to stay here. So, like rain barrels, some of this stuff, just some random stuff that I'm not taking back in the trailer. All my extra building materials are getting stashed underneath there. That's one nice thing about having it raised off the ground on piers. You got some storage room underneath the cabin. So yeah, we're gonna get that stuff stored and some more screws sunk. I think tomorrow I will actually climb up on the roof and start sinking the center screws down the main seams. Get at least a few in there, and then that'll be wintered in for or weathered in for winter. I'm going to be headed back a little east of here to get a job for the winter. I got to recoup some of these costs, wipe my savings out building this sucker. So, all right, that'll do it for this clip. Probably be at least one more before we finish this episode and take off for the winter. See you on the next one. Good evening, everybody. Well, this will be the last clip of the initial cabin build. We're there. Got it done all by myself. So, getting ready, mostly packed up. Gonna get out of here tonight. Gotta head back over to where my dad is and find a job for a while. So where's the cabin stand? You'll notice I've got some Reflectix on the front here and on the back. I had to kind of block off the that triangular section that I hadn't blocked in yet. So that'll just protect it from rain mostly getting in there. So the deck will get done after. Once I get back here in the spring or early summer. So the roof is on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you too well. Go over this way. So yeah, there we go. So the roof is on. There's still a few more screws needed toward the center of the roof on the seams and stuff, but the seams are actually quite tight already. It's screwed down all around the outer edge really good. So we had some really bad winds today. Well, I say really bad, it was like 25 miles an hour. But it kind of was a good test because it showed me where the roof was rattling and I could sink a few extra screws in there. So we should be good there for the winter. So walk around here, all framed in. I sprayed the outside down with Thompson's water seal. No, it's not the greatest stuff on earth, but it'll help with the rain just a little bit. Just help kind of sheet some of the rain off the wood a little bit. So. And on this side, so it's my upper edge there. It was mainly right up there. I had to sink a couple extra screws because the wind was coming from the west, and that first sheet was rattling in the middle. So, but we're good. I got all my additional wood and everything stored underneath. Just some random stuff. I've got like 3 extra sheets of roofing there for the deck next year. And just random stuff. Got all my random, not necessarily tools, but just junk and ladders and wheelbarrow, mower, etc. stored inside. So put my cell-enabled game camera up here so I can watch it during the winter. I've also got another game camera right here facing the other direction. That one's not a cell enabled. And then I've got another one on my sign right up front where the driveway comes in. Ooh, that doesn't look too good. But where the driveway comes in, got one up there. So nice sunset tonight. And yeah, I think we'll call that a wrap. Last clip, episode 3, done. Matt with Occidental Nomad. And we'll see you guys in the spring.